I think just the feeling we got walking through the school. Like, there's no bells and whistles, there's no computer lab, but you can feel the energy and you can feel the joy in the kids in the classrooms. And my husband and I both looked at each other and were like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, we found our school.
Our kids were actually attending a public school, elementary school, down the street. We were looking for a more challenging environment for our kids. We didn't know what we were getting into. But literally within the first semester, we were all in.
As a public school educator for so many years, I was a never charter person. I realize now in hindsight that I had been fed a lot of propaganda about charter schools. And when I started actually researching it, I learned, oh, it's really what is best for the education of each child.
At Great Hearts, we love to form the hearts and minds of students through the pursuit of the true, the good, and the beautiful. Our students are going to read great books, from Frog and Toad in first grade to the Brothers Karamazov in their senior year.
We took a look at that book list and we were sold.
One thing that we had found in our public school experience is that we were constantly monitoring what our children were being assigned to read, and we really loved the book list at Great Hearts because we knew we were confident that they were being presented with material that was incredibly rich and would really trigger their imaginations and their love of learning.
The distinction of Great Hearts, as we saw it at that point, was that it would have the diversity that private schools didn't have, but then also an excellence in curriculum that typically one would not find in a public school.
Our aim is to raise up virtuous young men and women who have a sense of purpose and vision, who are endowed with a sense of destiny that's been shaped by the great conversation, and who are equipped to live it out.
Great Hearts does an incredible job of uniting and marrying the intellectual formation with moral formation.
One of the great things about Great Hearts is that it appeals, instead of what is most base in our human nature, it appeals to what is the highest.
For me, education isn't just about what you're learning in class, that academic-wise, it's the building and forming of character.
They're going to study and pursue those ennobling and lasting things with teachers who are intellectually, morally, and aesthetically alive.
The teachers at Great Hearts set an exemplary example. They go above and beyond in also demonstrating these virtues in their own lives.
There's so much to love about Great Hearts, but it all starts in the classroom. What I love about teaching is being in the classroom with my students.
This is a classical education, and for generations it's only been available at elite private schools. But we seek to make it available to all families, at least to all families who are willing to go on the journey with us.
One thing that we were pleasantly surprised with, actually, when we got to Great Hearts, is that not only is the curriculum itself unifying in that it all coheres, but it also is unifying in that it brings diverse students from different socioeconomic backgrounds, different cultures, and it unifies them through the pursuit of truth and through the reading of excellent material.
All the riches of the liberal arts, those which set their soul free, these are their rightful inheritance, their intellectual inheritance, and we endeavor to give them their initial possession of it.
I was initially drawn to STEM type schools because I thought I love science and technology and engineering and math. What I found out is that most of those schools really aren't STEM. What they are is giving kids a screen, which I don't think the science shows help them learn very well. But Great Hearts is they emphasize science and engineering and math. They give them all those things that actually will make them technology workers. So I think Great Hearts, even though it doesn't advertise itself as STEM, is truly one of the deepest STEM schools that you could go to.
We're going to an elite private school without the $30,000 price tag.
As a professor in a liberal arts college, I had met a few of the graduates from the Arizona schools that came, and they were impressive.
Great Hearts was the best decision we could make for our students' education.
As we continue to grow, we invite you to join us for the journey.
Good morning and welcome to the Great Hearts Academies Arizona Lottery for school year 23-24. We're so happy that you could join us this morning. I'm Marilyn Papke. I'm the Senior Vice President of Business Operations for Great Hearts Academies, and joining me today is our Enrollment Manager, Stephanie Eck. We are so excited for this day, as we know all of you out there are as excited as we are. From the day that you submitted your application, this day couldn't come fast enough, we know. So today we are going to begin with going through our lottery, and we're doing it a little differently than we've done in past years. So I want to just make sure that if you've joined us and you've sat through this maybe with an older child, it takes a long time to get through 22 classical academies. So we are going to do this regionally this year. That way, if you don't have the time to spend with us this morning through all of the lotteries, you'll know when to come in and visit. So I'll go through that in just a little bit, but right now I'd really like to have Stephanie tell us a little bit more about why we hold a lottery.
Thanks. So we have applications that were submitted during our open enrollment period, which was mid-November to mid-December. And so anyone who submitted an application goes into that lottery. We hold a lottery when we receive way more applications than there are seats available for the school year. So this helps prioritize and keep the offers given for that particular grade positions fair. So here's what you're going to see on the screen today. Is we got the name of the school. We'll have the name of the school up, and it will have it done by grade because they're each independent from one another, each lottery. The grade level will show a whole bunch of numbers, and what you'll see flashing on the screen is a 6-digit student number, and then you'll see that lottery number on the right-hand side.
Now we want to remind you that your lottery number really is just does not guarantee you an offer of enrollment. But what it does do is it sets it from the enrollment system, and the second number that is on the screen is actually your, the first number is your student ID, the second is your lottery number. Again, what happens after the lottery runs, we apply our priority statuses to those applications. That is for children of employees, it is for transfers, internal transfer students, students who are graduating from our Archway program to our prep program, and
siblings.
Siblings. Thank you. I was like, I
forgot
siblings. And so once those priorities are applied, then that will also create the wait list number that will come after we do our first round and apply offers. So
if you have any questions today, because the lottery can be confusing and we understand, what we can do is there's several ways that you can reach out to us. You can contact us on Facebook, YouTube. You can also go to our main website where we have our comment feature and box, and we will answer as soon as possible. And then also after the lottery, we will have our phone bank open that you can call in and ask whatever questions that you may have, and we will direct you to the school or give you the information to the school or anything along those lines.
Great, thanks, Steph. And I just want to give you the rundown again. If you don't have time today to sit with us for the next 2 hours to watch and sit through the lottery, here's how the breakdown will go. From 8 to 8:45, we will hold our East Valley Schools lottery. From 8:45 to 9:05, we'll hold our Scottsdale Corridor schools. From 9:05 to 9:30, we'll do our West Valley schools. And from 9:30 to 10, we will end and finish with our North Valley schools. So again, if you want to, and also including our online academy. So if you want to drop off and join us around those times, these are approximate. We hope to of course, run on time. But that will tell you kind of how we're going to go about and run the lotteries today.
And for those of you that are new to Great Hearts, we just want to remind you that we do have an Archway school and we also have a prep school. Our Archway school is K through 5, and then our prep school runs grades 6 through 12. So that is what you'll see between our Archways and our preps when we run the lotteries.
So without further ado, I think let's get started and run these lotteries. The other interesting thing we're going to do differently this year is we're going to tell you a little bit more about our schools as we run the lottery. So we're going to give you some fun facts that you may not be aware of as we move down through the city of Phoenix and highlight our schools. So let's start with our East Valley schools. We currently have 3 campuses and 6 schools. Again, like Stephanie was talking about, our upper schools and our lower school archways. You'll see the Southeast Valley is home to our Archway Lincoln and Lincoln Prep Academy. Then in the center of the East Valley, we will go to Arate and Arate Prep and Archway Arate. Finished up with a little bit further west is our Archway Chandler, Archway Chandler and Chandler Prep Academy. Okay, so I want to start today's lottery off with Archway Lincoln. For those of you that haven't heard this yet, Great Hearts Academies performed so very well in our last year's state testing, so well in fact that we were the highest performing charter in the state of Arizona. Now, this is a huge testament to our faculty and our students who worked so very hard for this honor. And actually, I want to take a second to actually highlight that Archway Lincoln not only did very well, but they were the top K-5 academy in the state of Arizona. We are so proud of our Archway Lincoln.
All right, this is the good news. Team Lincoln, based on the school ranking from the last state testing, we were not only acknowledged as an A school. Drum roll, please. Of all the 1,343 elementary schools in the state of Arizona, Archway Lincoln was ranked the #1 school. I just want to remind us that the state testing is administered to students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And so these students that you see here are the ones that made us shine by coming to school every day and learning from these great women and men that impart knowledge in them every day. And you are the parents that partner with us and support us every day. Now, teachers, I know that the circumstances surrounding teaching these days has become really cumbersome. And sometimes the burden is so heavy that we can't even move forward on some days. But I want to thank you for trusting the team. I want to thank you for showing up when COVID was raging and so many people chose to stay at home. You all came to school every day to support our children, and today we get to reap the benefits of being the #1 school in Arizona. It's amazing.
So congratulations to Headmaster Toyin Atalagbe. She's done such a wonderful job, her and her staff, and those students worked so hard. This is truly an amazing feat, and we really congratulate Archway Lincoln. Stephanie, I believe you were there that night.
It was so fun to see. It was amazing. It was a surprise. I was excited. So anyone who's applied to go to Archway Lincoln or Lincoln Prep, you're going to be joining, if you receive an offer, a wonderful community. So with that, we will start with Archway Lincoln's lottery.
Wonderful. Thanks, Steph. Archway Lincoln is located near Germain and Gilbert in Chandler and is home to 704 students under the leadership of Dr. Toyin Atalagbe. Just a few facts on our Archway Lincoln. Besides being the #1 school in the state, all students in kindergarten through 5th grade study Latin. And Archway Lincoln also has the most diverse student population and faculty in our network. The parent population also is very diverse. Stephanie, your kids attend Archway Lincoln. What's your experience been like?
It's a wonderful community. Highly recommend it. They really take in the parents to be part of the classroom. My kids love it. They are currently in 3rd and 5th grade and have been there since kinder. They really enjoy learning all of their normal grades, but also the specials. They enjoy learning their PE with their PE teacher. They enjoy art, and they even enjoy Latin, which is surprising. I really like the fact that each month they have to learn a poem and stand in front of their classmates and recite this poem, so they learn about leadership and all those things, along with all the virtues. So I really think just Great Hearts as a whole, but especially Archway Lincoln, is a wonderful community for people to join.
That's wonderful. Well, again, it's located between Germain and Gilbert and Chandler. And as you can see, we're running the lottery now. So lots of happy parents that have applied and want to join our Archway Lincoln School. So as we watch the lottery run, just if you're interested in coming to work with us at Great Hearts, we are always looking for candidates to come join us. And we are hosting a hiring fair on January 30th from 5 to 7 p.m. at our Great Hearts Veritas location, which is at 56th Street between Indian School and Thomas. We're looking for lead teachers, teaching assistants, nurses, coaches, counselors, special ed teachers, and more. So with that, we're going to move on now to Lincoln Prep Academy. So Lincoln Prep shares a campus with our Archway Lincoln School, again at Germain and Gilbert in Chandler. It's home to 528 students under the leadership of Headmaster Alex Julian. Mr. Julian recently served as our headmaster at our Cicero Preparatory Academy, and you're going to learn more about that academy a little later this morning. Now, this is an interesting point that you'll, if you've applied at Lincoln, you want to talk to Mr. Julian about. About a week and a half ago, due to injury, their boys basketball team only had 7 players available. And then during the game, 3 of those 7 fouled out. So they decided to continue to play with 4 players against a team of 5. They not only went and won that game, they won it in overtime. Talk about perseverance. That team gave their all. So congratulations to them. You can read more about that story on the Lincoln Prep website and at greathearts.org. Lincoln Prep also has the largest student participation in athletics and also has the highest participation of faculty as coaches. All right. Next.
We're going to head over to our Arate schools, which is also in the East Valley. So we're going to be starting with our Archway Arate location. So Archway Arate is located near Greenfield and the Baseline Roads in Gilbert. It's home to 528 students and is under the leadership of Headmaster Neil Gillingham. And here are just a few facts about Archway Arate. All students in grades K through 5 study French. Beginning in 2nd grade, all students learn both cursive and typing, still important today. And then here's something I did not know, which I thought was really amazing, is that Headmaster Gillingham has a purple belt in jiu-jitsu and can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 2 minutes, which actually is quite fun and interesting. So we'll just let the lottery run. As you can see, we are on 1st grade. You can also tour Archway Arate. Go to their website at archwayarate.org. Sign up for a tour if you haven't done so already, or if you weren't able to join our info night in November. They would be more than happy to walk you through everything, talk to you, answer your questions, show you their beautiful campus there on Baseline and Greenfield.
All right, and with that, we'll move to prep. But I have to say, I'm going to have to challenge Mr. Gillingham. I want to see that. And I know that I don't want to have to do it, so I know I can't do that. So let's move to our Arate Prep Academy. Again, they share their campus with the Archway Arate School, and it's located at Baseline near Greenfield in Gilbert. It's home to 554 students under the leadership of Melanie Attridge. Melanie has just begun her headmastership, and we're really excited to have her in that role. She's been with Great Hearts for 8 years. And for those of you who don't know, Arete Prep is known for their archery team. That archery team has gone to Worlds several times. So if you have students who might be interested in that, it's a great school to check out. Also, if you're around the campus when school starts in the morning, you might hear the headmaster who calls the children to class by ringing a cowbell. So something a little different than the regular school bells that we're all used to. So that's it for our Arete campus. Now let's head over to our final school in the East Valley, and those schools are Archway Chandler and Chandler Prep.
So we're starting with Archway Arete, home of the Knights, Chandler, excuse me, home of the Knights, located on the southeast corner of Warner and Alma School in Chandler. Archway Chandler is home to about 525 students in grades K through 5. They're led by headmaster Lisa Brady, who's been with Great Hearts for 18 years. Archway Chandler was the first K through 5 school in the Great Hearts network. Before Archway Chandler opened, Great Hearts only served middle and high school students, but we decided to expand to include Archway, not only here in Arizona, but into other regions around the country. Archway Chandler is currently ranked 10th in the state of Arizona, so congratulations, scholars. The leadership team at Archway Chandler has a combined 51 years worth of experience with Great Hearts, which is amazing for all teachers. And they also offer their Kingdoms program, which is built around imaginary lands from literature that they read. Each kingdom epitomizes one of the Great Hearts core virtues, and the purpose of the program is to foster teamwork, creativity, leadership, and positive communication skills by providing opportunities for students across all the grade levels to engage in activities together. Each quarter, they have a STEM activity, a community service project, and a kingdom competition, which sounds amazing. Just a little interruption there with technology. And we'll continue with 4th grade Archway Chandler. And now move on to 5th grade.
Remember, you can always follow Great Hearts on your local social channels of Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to learn more about all of our happenings at all of our individual academies. With that, we're going to move on to Chandler Prep, who shares the campus with Archway Chandler, located at the southeast corner of Warner and Alma Road, Alma School. Chandler Prep is home to 730 students, and under the leadership of John Paul Poppleton, who's been with Great Hearts for more than a decade. A few interesting points about Chandler Prep. Last year, 72 students of the graduating class earned more than $12.5 million in scholarships. And I just want to point out that is truly due to our excellent college counseling program that we have. Our college counselors work so very hard for our students. And congratulations to those students who earned those scholarships. They also had an average weighted grade point average of 4.34, and Chandler Prep seniors scored 201 points higher than the national average on the SATs, and more than 6 points higher on the ACT national average. 100% of the graduating class went on to attend college, with 53% of those graduates pursuing a STEM degree. Way to go, Chandler Prep. What an excellent year Chandler Prep had last year. We're very proud of them. Well, that's it for our East Valley schools. So for those of you that have watched your school in the East Valley run their lottery, we thank you for joining us. And now we're going to move on to our Scottsdale Corridor. Just a few reminders. Remember, if you've applied to a school and you did not receive an offer, we encourage you to apply at nearby academies. We have wait lists that differ at every school. Some differ in the classrooms at different grades, and some schools have higher wait lists. So if you want to try to get into the network, we encourage you to apply at many of the surrounding schools. So if you're willing to take a little bit of a drive, please remember that you can apply to multiple academies throughout the year, as well as our online academy if that is something that you feel your student might also excel in. So as we continue to make our way through our 22 classical academies, I also want to remind you that we are ready to also accept applications always throughout the year as well if you don't receive an offer. And even though you apply at different academies, it does not change your wait list at other academies. So if you didn't get an offer, you can be on several wait lists at one time. So let's see, we are going to move to our Scottsdale Corridor. And but before we do that, I would like to have the chance to talk a little bit more about our preparatory schools, which are our middle and high school programs. If you were watching just a little bit ago, you heard me talk about Archway Chandler being the first elementary school in the Great Hearts Network. Prior to that, we only served middle and high school students. And let me tell you something, our upper school programs are absolutely incredible. As an example, last year, Maryville Prep graduated 100% of their very first senior class. Within that neighborhood, only 18% of people even have a high school degree. And not only that, but 100% of those seniors also were accepted into college. It's such a great accomplishment. I would love to share a little bit more about Maryville now.
Welcome to Maryville Prep's high school commencement for the class of 2022. We have 27 graduates here, all those that began with us, so that gives us 100% of our seniors are graduating tonight and have been accepted into college. And family, for 70% of these seniors, they will be the first in their family to go to college.
After all this time, all the hard work, late nights, and a whole pandemic, we can finally say we did it. We actually did it.
Eleanor Roosevelt said, "Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends leave footprints in your heart." And I can say for sure that you all did leave a footprint in my heart. Our hopes and dreams that used to seem so far now lie right ahead of us. And as you walk across this stage, you are one step closer to them.
You are beginning your journey maybe with some fear and some trepidation and anxiety, but also with ambitions, with dreams, with hopes, and with goals that you have. And so tonight is where we all prepare to say goodbye to you as you begin. You are ready. These are your first steps.
You know this well. There's so much hurt, there's so much pain in this world. But with your love, I believe it'll be a better place for all. I love you. Thank you, graduates. To signify this graduation, let's please move your tassels from right to left. And faculty, family, and friends, I present to you the class of 2022! Let's go.
What an amazing accomplishment. I would like to introduce to you Great Hearts Arizona's Superintendent, Mr. Brandon Crow. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Glad to be here.
I would love for you to describe the academic experience for the people watching today in our prep schools. If you could give us an idea of what that looks like.
Yeah, no, happy to. And that's certainly what our Maryville graduates had just made it through. But in our prep schools that generally run 6th through 12th grade, so a kind of middle school and high school, we want students to be as well-rounded as possible. So we want them to go deep, but also to go wide. So all of our students every day, for every year that they're with us in our prep schools, are taking an English class, a history class, foreign language, arts, science, and mathematics. And so while in 6th grade you start with an introduction to algebra, you go all the way up in high school to calculus. And similarly in foreign language, you start with introductory Latin and then go all the way through 4 full years of immersion foreign language. So the experience is robust, it's rich, it's demanding, but stair steps into real understanding and excellence.
That's awesome. Could you also help parents understand what extracurricular activities are available for middle school and high school students?
Sure. Yeah, and that's the extracurricular component of our schools is, I think, even more important in a Great Hearts school, because we do have such an emphasis on the core curriculum all the way up through the end of high school that when students do find something that they want to explore more, or they want to really double down on, during the curricular day, they're so loaded with all of the robust curriculum that they want opportunity to go deeper. So the first big part of that is really our athletic offering. And that begins actually as early as 5th grade, where students can be part of middle school competition. And that's in a range of sports, something like 15, from basketball to football to tennis to golf, soccer, on down the list. And those run in different seasons. That continues into high school as well, where all of our schools participate in the AIA, the Arizona Interscholastic Association, and they can be involved in competitive athletics. And then on the non-athletic side, students can be involved in pretty intensive and demanding activities. I mean demanding in a good way, from choirs to robotics teams to speech and debate. But then also, if you're not quite so into a full commitment, right, there are courses that are offered sometimes during a lunch or after school where someone can just dive in a little bit to gardening or to poetry or something like that. So the level of commitment varies, but we want to make sure that those are robust and can complement well the rich academic offering.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Mm-hmm. Another question that we get a lot is how do we prepare our students for college? Like how do we prepare them for the next stage of their life, whatever that might be?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, especially because the way that we view our education is not that it just prepares students for the next step, but it really prepares them for the rest of their life. So not just for when they're 18, but for when they're 80 as well. And so they'll have a foundation on which they can build for the rest of their life, to be able to draw on and really to be as full and flourishing and humane as possible. And so whatever that next step is, if that's a career right away, or the military, or for nearly all of our graduates, if that's college, what we want to set up at each campus and what we have is a college counseling team that really works closely with each student beginning in high school, beginning at the beginning of high school, really in 9th grade, and then sits down with the family to identify what's the exact best fit. Because for anyone who's ever gone off to college and has transferred, you want to be at a place that's right for you. So whether that's the location or the academic program, the kind of culture of the place, the cost. So our college counseling team sits down with each family and really works out each of those components based on their deep knowledge of what colleges and universities look like across the country, but really across the world. And so we want to make sure that each student has that opportunity to figure out what's exactly the right next step for them when they leave our schools.
That's one of, I always say, one of the hidden gems of Great Hearts Academies is our college counseling program. And I think I've shared a little bit and will continue to as we go through just the amazing results that college counseling program gets for our students. So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about our Archway Academies.
Yeah.
Starting with kindergarten, that's where most of our applications come from each year. I've got to say our young ones are wise beyond their years. and pretty darn cute
They
too.
are.
In fact, we recently spoke with a few first graders to find out what they think that all kindergartners should know before they come to a Great Hearts Academy. Let's take a look.
I think all kindergarteners should know that if a teacher is talking, they shouldn't interrupt.
They need to know to learn math. They need to know how to find their names on desks, like find their names on desks and lock the door if someone's in the restroom. They should know there's a library. They need to know, they probably need to know how to tie their shoes. Phonograms? U, A, O, U, F, F, O, ow. They need to know how to brush their teeth to get ready to go to their first day. Showing friendship, showing virtues, being nice to other people. If they fall, you can help them, bring them right to a teacher. Or like if someone's having a bad day, you can cheer them up. Or something nice.
We could all learn a little bit from our first graders, right? That's for sure. Can you tell our listeners today what options exist for families considering a Great Hearts kindergarten program?
Sure. Yeah, that was great to be able to see and be able to draw from no matter how old you are.
Exactly.
But yeah, for kindergarten, we really have two options for students. One is a half-day option that runs through the morning, and that's where the core of the curriculum, some of which our kindergarten friends there mentioned, that goes through the whole morning, 5 days a week. And then there's a second option where students can do a full day program. So they get the same core that all the half day gets, but then in the afternoons, there's an opportunity for what we call specials. And that's getting into art, foreign language, PE, music, that kind of thing. So that's in the afternoon for the full day, or you can just do the core for the half day for the kindergartners.
Absolutely. Now, sometimes Great Hearts education is referred to as rigorous. What would you say to a prospective family who's trying to decide if our kindergarten is right for their student?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, that word we've played with for a number of years because it's pretty common, and sometimes it gives an impression of rigidity and inflexibility, and that's not what we want at all, right? What we want is students to be able to get a good foundation to learn. It's not merely social time, but there is a lot of that, right? So especially starting out, we want to make sure that everything is gauged that's developmentally appropriate for 5 and 6 year olds. So kindergarten students have 3 recesses a day. They have plenty of time and breaks well timed throughout the day to be able to get up and, as our kindergarten teachers say, get out their wiggles, right? But then also to be able to start to stretch themselves, to learn things that they hadn't learned before so they can continue to build. So it's something that's always with an eye toward what's best for a young person and getting ready to understand that they're 5 or 6, they're not 15 or 16, and then like we said from the beginning, we kind of stair step it from there. So it's certainly not meant to press down, it's meant to really lift up our children.
Thank you so much, Mr. Crow.
Yeah.
It's really nice that we had this opportunity with you today. I know you're busy, so we'll let you go, but it's nice for our families to be able to put a name and a face together with our superintendent. So thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, sure thing. Glad to do it.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. With that, we're going to start to go through our Scottsdale Corridor, and that will encompass our Archway Scottsdale, our Scottsdale Prep School, our Roosevelt School, and I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I'm getting too excited. I apologize. Cicero Prep and our Veritas Academy. Excuse me. For those of you that are new to Great Hearts and maybe just jumping into the lottery, we want to remind you that our Archway Academies are our kindergarten through 5th grade, and then kindergarten through 5th grade, and then our prep schools are serving 6th grade through 12th grade. We're going to start the next round with our Archway Cicero Lottery. Archway Cicero is located on the Salt River Indian Reservation right off the 101, and Talking Stick Way. It's right next door to the Diamondback Spring Training Facility and the Great Wolf Lodge, which, if you are familiar with this corridor, those are two very interesting and fun places to visit. So, Archway Cicero is home to 525 students under the leadership of Headmaster Stephanie Kay. And also this year, Archway Cicero is a great option if you have an early kindergartner. And if you have that situation, please call Archway Cicero and learn more about how to come in early, have your student join us if they're an early kindergartner. And then the other school that we also take early kindergartners is our Maryvale campus, and we're going to talk about that in a little while. So early kindergarten is for a student who turns 5 years old by December 31st, 2023. So again, if you're interested in that, please do call Archway Cicero for more information. Now, Archway Cicero is considerably smaller than our other schools, so it's a very small, tight-knit community, and it's a great campus. So with that, I also, we're going to jump to the Cicero Prep Lottery. And Cicero Prep is also obviously co-located with our Archway Cicero campus that is located at near the Diamondbacks Spring Training Facility and the Great Wolf Lodge. It is home to 496 students under the leadership of Headmaster Krista Reichert, who has been with Great Hearts for 7 years. So some more things to know about Cicero Prep. They celebrated their 6th annual Beowulf Night, which has grown to include roasting a 50-pound pig, a fire-breathing dragon, I would love to see that, medieval music, and is by far the highest attended family event for this community. This year they opened a new black box theater for their growing fine arts program, and they'll be commemorating their 10th year of existence this year. Before we go on to Archway Scottsdale and Scottsdale Prep, I want to take a few minutes with Alexia Ames to really talk about what sets our Cicero campus apart from our other Scottsdale campuses. So Alexia, what are the top 3 things that you would like to share with families about the Great Hearts Cicero campus?
Thank you, Marilyn. Our Cicero campuses are located just over the 101 freeway. It is a K through 12 academy. We have Archway Cicero and Cicero Prep. This is a very convenient location for anybody that commutes through the 101. Something to consider as well is that our academies are smaller in size and student population. So if you're looking for a more boutique feel when it comes to Great Hearts education, I think that our Cicero academies are a great option for you. If parents have any questions regarding our Archway Cicero Academy, they can contact me personally at 928-261-1362. Again, that is 928-261-1362, and the email is aames@greatheartsaz.org. Again, that is aames@greatheartsaz.org.
That's wonderful. Alexia, thank you so much for your time. And so a reminder for families who've been waitlisted either at Scottsdale, Archway Scottsdale or our Archway Veritas, Cicero is a great option, again, for you. So we want to remind you that applying at several schools only ups your opportunity to get into the Great Hearts Network. So certainly if you haven't applied for Archway Cicero as an option, we certainly encourage you to do that.
Absolutely.
Meantime, let's go ahead and run the Archway Scottsdale lottery. Thanks, Alexia. Archway Scottsdale actually sits apart from our Scottsdale Prep campus. Most of the campuses we've talked about already this morning are co-located on the same campus. Scottsdale is separate. It is a K-5 academy located at 94th Street in Bahia, right across the street from the Westworld Events Center in North Scottsdale. Archway Scottsdale is our largest Archway Academy. It is home to 1,071 students under the leadership of Headmaster Jack Kirsting. Here are a few unknown facts about Archway Scottsdale. It once was our smallest campus in the network, and now it has grown to be the largest campus in our network, which is a testament to all the hard work that the headmaster and faculty has done over the years there. Archway Scottsdale is located next door to a premier event center called Westworld. For those of you in the area, I'm sure you're familiar with that, which also sponsors the very famous Barrett-Jackson car auction coming up here very soon. The school also shares a beautiful brand new football and soccer field with their Scottsdale Prep sister school and hosts their annual Field Day Olympics on that brand new field. They're very excited about that field, as all of us are in the Great Hearts Network. And I have to say, it's probably one of the most stunning facilities that we have in the network. So with that, what you're noticing as we run this lottery is we have a lot of applications for our Archway Scottsdale school. So again, if you've applied to Archway Scottsdale and you don't get in, we highly recommend that you apply to the other schools that are closest to the Archway Scottsdale campus, which is our Archway Cicero campus and Archway Veritas. So as we watch the lottery run for Archway Scottsdale, I want to remind you that you can follow Great Hearts on our social media platforms of Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and stay up with us on all the events that are happening in our various 22 campuses. Also, if you have not toured the school that you've applied for, please do reach out, go to the local school website, go to the Apply tab, and under there is Schedule a Tour. And please come in and see the amazing things that are happening inside our schools. So please take that opportunity. I know you'll enjoy it. All right, and now we're going to move to our Scottsdale Prep Academy, and it is home of the Spartans, and it is, again, separate from our Archway Scottsdale, which is a little different than most of our other campuses. It is 1 block away, located at 92nd Street, just south of Bahia in North Scottsdale. And what you may not know about this facility is that before we converted it into a school building, it was actually a warehouse for malfunctioning slot machines. Hey, what can you say? We'll take any type of building, but it is also one of our most beautiful campuses. So let's share a few other fun facts about our Scottsdale Prep Academy. Over 45% of last year's graduates entered into STEM majors. I think a lot of times we hear and get a lot of questions about how does classical education fit in a STEM world? And our students are showing you that there is definitely a path to a STEM career through classical education. Last year, 72 graduates were offered more than $11 million in scholarships. Again, a shout out to that college counseling program that Mr. Crow shared with you. Very successful. They also had 4 national merit finalists and 10 national merit commended. Congratulations, Spartans. That is a huge accomplishment. And then since joining the AIA and the Scottsdale Spartans in 2014, their teams have earned 14 state championships. They have received 10 state runner-ups, 30 regional titles, and a 2A overall excellence award in 2 of their sports. That is some amazing results. Great work by the athletic director at Scottsdale Prep. Scottsdale Prep is also the only school in the Great Hearts network that has the soccer and football field that we spoke about with Archway. And it is an absolute beautiful complex. So again, if you haven't gone out and toured, do sign up for a tour. So you can see the difference in size between Scottsdale and Cicero. So remember, if you're waitlisted at Scottsdale, please apply at Cicero. It's a short drive south of our Scottsdale Prep and Archway Scottsdale. And it's a great opportunity for you to get into the network and then transfer later into your other first choice school. So with this, we're going to move on to our Archway Veritas lottery. And the Veritas campus is located in the heart of Arcadia. On 56th Street between Indian School and Thomas, Archway Veritas is home to 714 students under the leadership of Dr. Mary Frances Jeffries. A few things that you might not know about Archway Veritas is they have a very wide amount and array of club offerings for their students, ranging from chess to Dungeons and Dragons, and ultimate frisbee to ballet. So lots of opportunities for the students for after-school clubs. They have an event that every student really does want to see, and probably most parents, and that is the Kiss the Pig event. Now, who wouldn't want to see that? I encourage you that if you are coming to tour Archway Veritas, ask about the Kiss the Pig event. It is a pretty amazing and fun event. And each spring, you also might spot Dr. Jeffries riding a bike through the halls of Veritas. It's safe, just in case you were wondering, but it's all for a good cause. So check out Archway Veritas. And as the lottery finishes up here for Archway, remember that if you're interested in working for Great Hearts, we do have that hiring fair January 30th at the Veritas location. So up next is our Veritas Upper School, Veritas Preparatory Academy, which is our founding Great Hearts Academy back when we started. They share a campus with the Archway Veritas campus located at 56th Street between Indian School and Thomas. Their campus is home to 805 students in Arcadia, and they opened their doors in the early 2000s as our very first Great Hearts Academy. Veritas Prep offers several competitive athletics programs for boys and girls. We are so proud to share that one of our alma mater, one of our alumni, should say, was actually a USA Women's Beach Volleyball team member, Sarah Sponsel, for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. So it was exciting for the students to have Sarah come back and share with them her experiences of the Olympics. So congratulations, Sarah. The halls at Veritas are lined with senior art projects. Again, if you have not toured Veritas and you have applied, I encourage you to go look at the art projects in the hallways. They are stunning. So check those out. Those are done by seniors. They're given one section of a masterpiece to complete, and then once every student has finished their piece, they compile those for a 5-foot mural in the hallways of the school. They're absolutely stunning. So that concludes our Veritas Prep Lottery and our Scottsdale Corridor. So I also want to remind you that the Scottsdale Corridor includes Archway Cicero, Cicero Prep, Scottsdale Prep, Archway Scottsdale, and Archway Veritas and Veritas Prep. So again, if you have not applied at multiple academies to increase your chance to get in, please consider the other academies in that area. Let's see here. So just a reminder what happens after the lottery runs today. Offers will go out today after 4 p.m. So make sure to check your inbox for that most exciting and anticipated email of the day. And that way, and also make sure that you accept that offer as soon as possible so that it doesn't expire on you. So with that, I also want to remind you that if you don't be discouraged if you don't receive an offer today. Offers will continue to come out. You may see one in 2 weeks, it may be 2 months, but continue to check your email and watch for an offer. And remember that you want to accept it as soon as possible so that it doesn't expire. All right, let's switch gears here just a little bit and talk about our after-school programs. With me is our East Valley Regional Director, Kim Pfeiffer-Adams, who runs our East Valley Athenaeum programs. So Kim, can you tell our viewers about our after-school program?
Sure. Our after-school Athenaeum, we like to say, is more than just aftercare. This is going to be an extension of that classical liberal arts education and great hearts culture into our scholars' after-school time. So not only an opportunity for them to have a snack, get to socialize, have some recess, we'll also give them dedicated homework time. We will give them an opportunity to have a fun, engaging activity, hands-on activity that will take them into an art project, a craft, a science experiment, all centered around that classical curriculum that we're offering during the day.
Wonderful. And I believe there are multiple options that a parent can sign up for, right? How does that work?
Yes, so we have 3 options for our after-school Athenaeum program. It does run each day that school is in session from dismissal until 6 p.m. So we have one option that is 5 days a week until 6 p.m. We have a 5-day-a-week option until 5 p.m. if you don't need that late pickup. And then we also have a 3-day option, and you can utilize that any 3 days of the week that you choose. And all of those options do include half days and early release days. So we've got you covered there.
Ah, that's really important. And the flexibility is really nice for our parents who work. So that's wonderful. The other program that you also oversee, which helps us get our kids ready for a Great Hearts experience, is our summer camp program. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So we have actually 2 summer programs available to all of our Great Hearts community, including those that are on the wait list, as well as those who are incoming for the upcoming year and our current students. We have our Kinder Readiness program. So that program is for incoming kindergartners. It's a half-day program. It runs for the 4 full weeks of June from 8 a.m. until noon. And that is a really great way to introduce your new incoming kindergartner to the classroom environment. They get to meet the Academy teachers, and they get to experience what a day in kindergarten is like. Also in a fun, relaxed environment so that they're really prepared and comfortable when fall rolls around and they're ready to start kindergarten. We also offer our summer camp program. This is for K through 5, so rising first graders through rising 5th graders. And that program is a traditional summer camp program, like the ones that we experience, like the ones that I'm sure you experience. So we'll have camp songs, games, arts, crafts, activities. We'll have special guest visitors, presenters, and performers. And each week is a different theme. You're welcome to enroll in all 4 weeks or just 1 week, 2 weeks. We have that flexibility for both programs. So again, those programs run during the month of June, June 5th through June 30th, I believe.
Okay.
And we have, there's limited space availability, so we do encourage you to choose those weeks and enroll soon.
And when does enrollment open for summer?
It is open now. So
great.
it is open in conjunction with our lottery today. So if you are, you can go to our website and you are it is available to have you enroll in that program right now.
So they should go to their school's website.
Correct.
Under after school.
If you go to the school's website, I believe under Academy Life, you'll see after-school programs and you'll also see summer programs. The after-school program, the enrollment for that opens March 1st, but summer programs are open now.
Wonderful. Kim, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I know that the families out there, these programs really help a lot of families come to Great Hearts. So we're really excited to be able to offer that to our families. So
absolutely.
Thanks so much for coming in today. Remember, Athenaeum is open till 6 o'clock and hopefully helps ease that burden of pickup in the afternoon. It's a great program. Thanks again, Kim.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to go to the next region of our 22 classical academies, and that's our West Valley Academies. It is home to our newest academy, our Roosevelt Prep, and it's located in Buckeye. And then we're going to move to our Trivium campus, where Trivium Prep and Archway Trivium are located. And then we'll end up our West Valley tour with our Maryville Prep Academy in Phoenix. So I'd like to welcome back at this point our Arizona Enrollment Manager, Stephanie Eck.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So as Marilyn said, we are going into our West Valley. So we're going to start with Roosevelt Prep. So for the upcoming 23-24 school year, Roosevelt is, as Marilyn said, our newest academy. The school opened its doors just this year to grades K through 8, and each year will expand eventually, so we will be a full K through 12 school. So for the upcoming school year, Great Hearts Roosevelt will serve K through 9th grade students. It sits on a beautiful, huge 25-acre lot on Jack Rabbit Trail just south of Van Buren, and it's home to 729 students under the leadership of Headmaster Stephen Philibom, who oversees the lower schools, lower grades K through 5, and Tony Cruz, who's the headmaster of the upper schools, currently 6 through 8. Great Hearts Roosevelt is also the only campus right now with a preschool co-located with it, which is our Young Hearts, which serves 3- and 4-year-olds right there on the campus. So it's amazing.
All right, and a few things you might not know about Great Hearts Roosevelt is it sits along the Roosevelt Canal in Buckeye, and it was actually named not for who you think. It actually was named for the son of the youngest son of our president, Theodore Roosevelt, whose name was Quentin Roosevelt. He was inspired by his father and his siblings, and he joined the United States Army Air Service, where he became a pursuit pilot during World War I. Unfortunately, he died during the war, serving his country. His plane was shot down over France on Bastille Day in 1918. And as fitting, Roosevelt's upper and lower school mascots are aviation themed. So they are known as the Archway Aviators and in the lower school, and the prep are known as the Aces. So they were very excited to get those mascots.
So you can see that Roosevelt has finished running. So now we are going to go down the I-10 to our Trivium schools, we're going to start with Archway Trivium, which is home of the Squires. So Archway Trivium is located on Bullard, just north of McDowell. It's home to 858 students from kinder through 5th grade under the leadership of Headmaster Clay Scott. Just a few tidbits about Archway Trivium is 7 of the last 9 Great Hearts Bard winners have come from Trivium. The Bard is an annual poetry competition held at each Great Hearts K through 5 Academy. The local winner advances to the Great Hearts Bard, where they recite a poem or a speech from memory, and one student declared the winner and awarded the title of the Great Hearts Bard for the year. It's really fun and amazing, and all students are welcome to participate. At Archway Trivium, they offer immersion-style Latin for students in 2nd through 5th grade. And they celebrate their curriculum with events such as Tea with Tumnus, Roman Games, Wizard of Oz Day, which is always fun, and Oceans Day. So one thing I will say about Great Hearts, all Great Hearts, and also Trivium, is that they really do enjoy celebrating learning and other things.
They bring learning alive, that's for sure.
They do.
Absolutely. So again, if you're interested in joining us and working here at Great Hearts, please remember that we are having a hiring fair located at our Veritas location from 5 to 7 p.m. on January 30th. We're always looking for lead teachers. We're looking for coaches, teaching assistants, special ed teachers. So please do join us. So up next is Archway Trivium's upper school, Trivium Preparatory Academy, home of the Crimson Knights. And Trivium Prep, again, shares their campus with Archway Trivium on Bullard Avenue, just north of McDowell and Goodyear. It is one of the largest of our largest prep academies, home to 910 students, under the leadership of Headmaster Dan Shutton. Some of the things you probably didn't know about our Trivium Prep are that 105 graduates from last year earned more than $6.3 million in scholarships. Again, we can't stress enough how much our college counseling program has helped students earn those scholarship dollars, which are so important for kids these days as they move on to college. They have one of the largest athletic programs in our network. Both their middle school and high school have the largest participation of any other Great Hearts Academy. They offer almost every sport you can think of, including sand volleyball, diving, track and field, obviously basketball, softball, golf, all sorts of activities. So if you have an athlete in your house, this is the school to attend. They also have one of the highest achieving middle schools in the state of Arizona. They are ranked number 7 in the highest performing charter network. So congratulations to the Crimson Knights. This is amazing. So, all right, next we're going to head over to Maryville Academy, or Maryville Preparatory, which is a little different than our other schools. You've heard us talk about Archway as our lower school and prep, but Maryville actually does not have a divided school. They are a kindergarten through 12th grade school, serving students in the Maryville neighborhood. It is home to 940 students under the leadership of Dr. Crystal Cruz, who leads the lower school or the Archway program, and Rachel Mercado, who is our headmaster of our upper program. Last year, Maryville Prep celebrated its first graduating class, which if you joined us earlier, you saw a small clip of. And all of 100% of their senior class were accepted into college this past year, with more than $1.5 million in scholarships for those students. So the school retains more than 80% of its students, so congratulations to the headmasters and faculty. They do a wonderful job. And Maryville Prep is the only school in the network who offers free full-day kindergarten. If that is something that you are interested in, please do call the school and talk more and get more information from them about their free full-day kindergarten. And now I would like, as we end up here on the Maryville Academy lottery, which we just saw end, I want you to remember that if you are interested or want to see more about your local school, to follow us on our social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And that way you can always see us. So,
Welcome to Maryville Prep's high school commencement for the class of 2022. We have 27 graduates here, all those that began with us, so that gives us 100% of our seniors are graduating tonight and have been accepted into college. And family, for 70% of these seniors, they will be the first in their family to go to college.
After all this time, all the hard work, late nights, and a whole pandemic, we can finally say we did it. We actually did it.
Eleanor Roosevelt said, "Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends leave footprints in your heart." And I can say for sure that you all did leave a footprint in my heart. Our hopes and dreams that used to seem so far now lie right ahead of us. And as you walk across this stage, you are one step closer to them.
You are beginning your journey maybe with some fear and some trepidation and anxiety, but also with ambitions, with dreams, with hopes, and with goals that you have. And so tonight is where we all prepare to say goodbye to you as you begin. You are ready. These are your first steps.
You know this well. There's so much hurt, there's so much pain in this world. But with your love, I believe it'll be a better place for all. I love you. Thank you, graduates. To signify this graduation, let's please move your tassels from right to left. And faculty, family, and friends, I present to you the class of 2022! Let's go.
Hola, buenos días. Para los que no me conocen, mi nombre es Alexia Ames. Soy la persona encargada de enrollment en Maryville Prep. Cualquier pregunta que ustedes tengan después de esta lotería para Maryville Prep y Archway Cicero, me pueden comunicar conmigo a aames@greatheartsac.org. De nuevo es aames@greatheartsac.org. Normalmente yo estoy en la academia todos los martes de 8 a 4 de la tarde y en ese horario me pueden encontrar en Maryville. A diferencia de la mayoría de nuestras academias en Phoenix, Maryville Prep es una escuela con grados del Kinder al 12. Eso significa que somos una identidad, solo una academia. Nosotros somos la única academia de Great Hearts que tiene kinder gratuito todo el día. Los estudiantes tienen esa oportunidad y es algo que en realidad es bastante excepcional para la escuela. Las ofertas saldrán por correo electrónico antes de las 4 p.m. Estén atentos de su email y también de su portal, que ya se lo conocen, ahí fue donde metieron su aplicación. Si reciben una oferta, les pedimos que por favor la acepten lo más antes posible, ya que esa oferta sí puede caducar. Si tienen cualquier pregunta o gustan agendar un tour antes de aceptar su oferta, se pueden comunicar conmigo al email que les acabo de compartir, que de nuevo es aames@greatheartsac.org. Si tiene alguna duda sobre el proceso, al igual se pueden comunicar conmigo o con la oficina de Maryville Prep. El número telefónico es 623-247-6095. De nuevo es 623-247-6095. Les repito otra vez que en Maryville Prep, porque estamos en una locación que normalmente no tiene el tipo de educación que otras academias en Phoenix, en esa área, pueden tener, nuestro currículum ofrece una variedad de clases en liberal arts, que son las artes liberales, que no es en realidad que nuestro currículum sea liberal como le llaman como dice la palabra, pero es más que nos enfocamos en clases como arte, música, teatro y cosas por el estilo. También nuestros equipos de atletismo, nuestro athletic program que le llaman es bastante robusto y el señor Richard Gillespie, que es el director de nuestro athletic program, es una persona que le ha metido mucho esfuerzo al programa y es muy dedicado. Entonces, si busca una academia en la que usted pueda, sus hijos puedan enriquecer intelectualmente, físicamente por el deporte y también como seres humanos, les ofrezco esta educación Great Hearts at Maryville Prep.
Alexia, thank you so much. Our Maryville school is so important to that community, and I'm so glad that you're there also to help us to just broaden the opportunity to more families in Maryville. So want to remind you that today, once the lottery has concluded, that offers will go out at 4 p.m. So make sure to check your email box for that all-important email, and then accept your offer as soon as possible, because we don't want that offer to expire for the families. And then don't worry if you don't get an offer today. It could be coming in 2 weeks. It might be coming in 2 months. We will continue to offer. We will continue to make offers as long as there are still open seats, and that can happen all the way up until the first day of school, and sometimes even after that. So don't stress if you don't get that offer today. Do you want to tell our Spanish-speaking friends that?
Absolutely, thanks, Marilyn. Otra cosa que les quería recordar es que seguimos aceptando aplicaciones, no solamente porque las ofertas estén saliendo hoy o no reciba una hoy, significa que no va a poder entrar a nuestra academia. Nosotros aceptamos aplicaciones todo el año. Normalmente terminamos de aceptarlas como en abril, mayo, ya para salir para el break del verano. Pero si usted está interesado en entrar a Maryville Prep y gustaría meter una aplicación hoy, está completamente, lo invitamos a hacerlo. Y si no recibe una oferta ahora, no pierda la esperanza, porque las ofertas van a salir todo el día y durante la semana.
Thank you. Thank you again,
Marilyn.
Alexia. Appreciate it. So again, we want to make sure that if you haven't had a chance to tour the academy that you've applied to, please make sure and go to the school's website under the Apply tab and schedule yourself for a tour so that you can see all the amazing things that we've talked about this morning that's happening out in our schools. Also, you can follow Great Hearts on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for more updates about all the amazing events that are happening. And just one reminder, if you are interested in joining us here at Great Hearts, please remember that we have a hiring fair happening January 30th at our Veritas campus, located at 56th Street between Indian School and Thomas, from 5 to 7 p.m. We are always looking for good people to come join Great Hearts and grow with us. So with all of those things, I think we are now ready to wrap up our West Valley schools, and we're excited to now move to our ESS program, which I want to just talk about. Hold on here, just one second. We want to bring attention to our special ed programs and our exceptional student services program that we offer here at Great Hearts Academies. This is really what Great Hearts is all about. It is education that's accessible for all. And our special ed programs are amazing, and our kids are amazing. So our exceptional student services team really is what makes this possible. It is what makes the difference in the lives of hundreds of our children on our campuses. And I want to give you a glimpse into exactly what that program looks like. So let's watch.
Our culture at Great Hearts is student-centered. So whatever that student needs, they're gonna get. Absolutely. What do we have now? Cram. Very good.
We've got 4 kids currently going to a Great Hearts school, and we've got 1 child in the ESS program today.
He had been previously going to a public school, and though he was working with a lot of great, wonderful people that were trying to help him progress, he struggled with knowing letters and things like that.
A year had gone by, and he couldn't get through the letter F in the alphabet. So he joined our other kids at the Great Hearts School, and within 2 months he was reading.
Great Hearts does special education much differently. So instead of putting our special education kids in a separate classroom, they are actually with their regular peers almost all day.
I think that it benefits everyone, both sides. The typical students develop a sense of compassion, and then the students with special needs have the opportunity to be a part of just an absolutely beautiful curriculum, wonderful student body and community.
We try to be the least invasive as possible because we really want them to feel like everyone else.
If you have experiences with other schools, a lot of times they try to lower the standard as much as possible so everyone can step over it. And Great Hearts doesn't do that.
I was concerned that this might be too rigorous, but what I found was the exact opposite. They met him exactly where he was at. He's never come home discouraged. He's so engaged with how they're teaching him.
Let's try to change when to what. There's a lot of focus on what does that child need and how can we achieve that. We really want to get more modalities than just looking at a word and dissecting it. We want to get their hands involved. We want to get them involved as creatively as possible.
When we were working on number line, rather than just using a two-dimensional piece of paper with a number line, we got out in the hallway and marked the tiles ourselves with the numbers and practiced moving up, which means more, and then back, which means less. It sticks with them and they remember it forever. I think they'll tell their kids someday that they learn to count and they learn to add, jumping down the tiles of their school hallway.
The favorite part of my job is seeing a kid that, I've had since, first or second grade, and they did not know how to read. And then all of a sudden they're in third grade, fourth grade, and they're reading Wizard of Oz. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's incredible and amazing. And I did that with them.
Just seeing the light bulb go on in general, and hearing the, Mrs. Marks, I got it.
Just to see them grow and be just like their peers is so rewarding and really the best part of my job, for sure.
Everyone came around our son to tell me how much they were here to support him. And I, multiple times, would leave with tears in my eyes, completely choked up, because I could see the love and the care that our son was gonna get, and it just calmed my fears and my anxieties over, the future for him and will he be able to catch up. And what I found is he made leaps and bounds in his learning because of that support. It was incredible.
I'd like to take this time to introduce you to our Regional Director of Exceptional Student Services, Kristen Pfeiffer. Welcome, Kristen, and thank you for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Good morning.
Could you, we get so many questions about our ESS program. Could you share with our audience a little bit more about how the program works and the things that we do here?
Yeah, so I can speak about it generally in terms of we try to meet the needs of all students. And every one of the students in our program is different and unique, and we try to have an individual approach. Our coordinators and our teachers, actually everyone on the campus, has a genuine interest and not just having the child succeed on their, their goals, but also just wrapping around that child as a whole and caring about them. So we're very creative and flexible, and our goal is the same. We just want our children to thrive and meet the needs that are appropriate for that student.
That's wonderful. I think one of the biggest questions we get asked so much is really, can a student with disabilities really benefit from a classical education?
That's a great question. And yes, just like every student can benefit from a classical education, so much more so do our students with disabilities. We want the same things for them that we do for our neurotypical students, but the way that they achieve that is a little different. So we always want high standards for all of our students, but we want to make sure it's appropriate. And what we've also found is that it's not just beneficial for the students with disabilities, but for the students that don't have disabilities in the classroom, right. They benefit as well by participating and learning side by side.
That's wonderful. I think there's also a lot of questions that parents have when their student has an IEP. Can you talk about the steps that parents need to take in order to assist in a smooth transition for their student who has an IEP?
Another great question. So we really want to partner with parents. There's a lot of things to communicate and help get set in place when a child comes into a Great Heart School. So being proactive is great. Some just simple steps you can take is reaching out to the ESS staff at the campus that you've enrolled in. Ask to have a meeting, share what your vision and your goal is for your child. What do you hope to get out of a Great Hearts education for your student? Also bring a copy in of the IEP and the evaluation report that you should have probably have had from previous meetings at the last school. And then also start talking about, what are some of the barriers you anticipate that your student might encounter, and then you guys can work together and come up with a plan to proactively put things in place to hopefully have that in place for day one. And then the last thing you could do is also ask for a school tour. Walk around and see how the campus is set up, because every school is set up a little bit differently, and it's just helpful to see what it looks like in practice.
That is such a great tip, because I think sometimes parents think, well, it'll be fine on that first day. So that is such an important tip. Thank you so much for being here today and giving our families and the folks online just a sense of really what our Exceptional Student Services program is. It is top-notch, and our students excel so well under this program that Kristen overseas. So thank you again for that. If you have questions about our Exceptional Student Services program, please reach out to the academy that you applied at and ask any individual questions at that academy. So again, thanks so much, Kristen. We appreciate it. We're going to move on to our North Valley schools. We're going to head up the highway, and we are going to visit and do the lotteries for our North Phoenix campus, which is home to Archway North Phoenix and North Phoenix Prep, and then move over to Anthem, who is celebrating a brand new building. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And then we will move over to our northwest side and move to our Glendale Prep and Archway Glendale Lottery. And we will finish up with our online academy for students who are interested in an online program. So remember that for those of you that are new to Great Hearts, our Archway program is for our lower school children, kindergarten through 5th grade. And our preparatory program is our 6th grade middle school, 6 to 8, and prep at 9 to 12. So with that, we're going to start with Archway North Phoenix as our first school. Archway North Phoenix serves students in kindergarten through 5th grade. The school is located at 32nd Street, just south of Greenway in Phoenix. And currently the school serves 820 students under the leadership of Headmaster Jerry Kirby. I apologize, Jerry. That's terrible. They offer a variety of after-school enrichment programs at Archway North Phoenix. And like all Great Hearts Academies, Archway North Phoenix is really big on parent partnerships. Our parents are very important to the success of our schools. And at Archway North Phoenix, they certainly put and stress that a lot with their school community. You can be a part of the parent service organization. You could be a grade section parent. You can be a parent who comes in and just sharpens pencils. All of it helps the classroom teachers. So those are all critical tools, from copies to pencil sharpening to reading with students. All of that helps the parent community. So again, Archway North Phoenix really does expect and hope that you'll become a very active member of their community. The other thing I would like to just remind you again is that if you haven't taken a tour of the school that you applied to, please go to the school's website under the Apply tab and schedule yourself for a tour. It is really, I think, one of the best steps you can see about the school that you're about to enter as you receive an offer, and just really get a feel for the campus, have a chance to see teachers, see students, talk with the headmaster, and really learn more about the academy that you are applying to. Also remember that We've kind of regionalized our lottery approach today, and so you've seen that there are several schools in a geographical area. And so if you want to increase your chances of getting a seat, one of the best things you can do is to apply to multiple schools. So if you haven't done that, you are still welcome to do that. Go on the website and put applications in at various schools in order to increase your chances to get a seat at one of our Great Hearts Academies. So at this point, as we finish up our grade 5 lottery, I want to welcome back Stephanie Eck, our enrollment manager, and she's going to talk about North Phoenix Prep.
North Phoenix Prep, 6th through 12th, which we will begin now for the lottery. So it's located on the same campus as Archway North Phoenix at 32nd Street, just south of Greenway in Phoenix. It currently serves about 511 students under the leadership of Headmaster Corinne Jacobson. Some fun things about North Phoenix Prep is the staff loves to promote community among their scholars. And one example that this is seen is through their lunch hour. There are games put out around the courtyard to give students an opportunity to make new friends with kids that maybe they wouldn't normally interact with. All with a little friendly competition. So they build a lot of virtues with that, which is great to see, especially when you have those 6th graders entering into a new school for the first time. It can be a little bit daunting. So
That's true.
In 2022, the Academy graduated 40 students. They were offered more than $6.3 million in scholarships. It's quite a bit of money. And last year, they also had one Flynn Scholar and one Baird Scholar awarded, which is very prestigious. So I think that's amazing. And congratulations, North Phoenix Prep, and all of the hard work that the teachers and headmaster and everyone else involved has been able to do.
Absolutely.
So you'll see that North Phoenix Prep is finishing up with their lottery.
And now we're going to head up the I-17 and go to our northernmost academy, Great Hearts Anthem. Like Maryvale Prep, Anthem, Great Hearts Anthem is one school that houses K through 12th grade. And this year was really a very exciting year for our Anthem school because they were actually able to celebrate a brand new building. Anthem is located off of the I-17 frontage road at Arroyo Norte in Anthem. The school currently serves 1,026 students, and it's under the leadership of Tess Clark in our lower school and Headmaster Zach Withers in our prep school. And that new building has, for those students that have been at Anthem for, in the previous locations, that new building is so exciting for them. They're so happy to be in their owned building. So during Great Hearts Anthem's inaugural year, they only served grades 3 through 9, which was very different than we've grown our other schools. Now, they graduated their first class of 13 seniors in 2014. And since the 12 years that they've been in existence, the school has grown from 200 students to that 1,021 students. So great job by our headmasters, our faculty in growing that school, and the Anthem community really supporting Great Hearts. We're very proud and lucky. Among last year's graduating class, 10 students received scholarships and are playing sports at the collegiate level, which is really exciting for Anthem. So with that, I'm going to go back. Stephanie, I think we're going to go to our final brick and mortar school today.
Yep.
So I'll let you take it away.
Yep, we're going to do our final brick and mortar, which is probably our biggest that we are focusing on right now, and that's our Glendale schools, Archway Glendale and Glendale Prep. So it's the last of our brick and mortar. While we watch the lottery for Archway Glendale, I do want to remind you that we have campuses nearby that offer the same quality education. As you see, we're going to be going through Archway Glendale. It's going to take a little bit longer because we have a lot of applications. So if you don't receive an offer today, please remember that there are Great Hearts Academies nearby that you may want to consider. if you applied for Glendale, North Phoenix is an option, Anthem's an option, Trivium's an option. So that's all in that area, and they all have the same amazing education that you would get at Archway Glendale. Great Hearts Anthem is only about 15 minutes north from Glendale. Both Archway, Trivium, and Maryville are only about 20 minutes south. There's also our amazing online for those who can support their scholar from home. So if you're really looking for that education that Great Hearts offers, those are several other opportunities that you can look into if you don't receive an offer today from Glendale or in the foreseeable months. So just a few things. Archway Glendale actually sits in the city of Peoria on the southwest corner of 83rd Avenue and Pinnacle Peak and serves about 545 students under the leadership of Headmaster Suzanne DeStefano.
Some interesting facts about Archway Glendale is it was founded in 2013. Archway Glendale has served its community with a very high excellence in all of their academic programs since that time, coming up on a decade actually. So the culture at Archway Glendale, like all Great Hearts Academies, is strong and steeped in virtue, joy, and family partnerships, all very strong aspects of a Great Hearts education. Every Friday begins with a mystery vocalist singing TGIF over the intercom for all the students to enjoy and try to figure out who that mystery guest is. The faculty, staff, and students dress up as their favorite literary character or historical figure each year for an entire day of reading and fun. Even the parents join in the fun and come dressed up. And one of the most interesting events that Archway Glendale hosts is the Civil War Wax Museum, where students dress up as a historical figure and different figures, and then when the button's pressed on, they actually come to life and deliver a speech about their character. It's really a lot of fun to see, and the community really loves that activity.
Sounds like fun.
It is.
As you can see, Archway Glendale is finishing up with their lottery. They're currently in 4th grade, and we will move through 5th grade.
Remember, you can follow Archway Glendale on our Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram social media posts that we do to keep you updated on what's happening at our schools. Now, Glendale Prep.
Yep, our final brick and mortar academy before we run the online lottery is going to be Glendale Prep. So Glendale Prep is the sister school to Archway Glendale. It shares the same campus on the southwest corner of 83rd Avenue and Pinnacle Peak in Peoria. It's currently serving 576 students under the leadership of Headmaster Kyle Navarrete. So Glendale Prep is more than a school. It's a community that affirms parents are the most important individuals in a student's life. So they really bring all of that together. They are home of the Griffins, and they also have the Griffin Games, which is a family fun event that they do every year. Glendale Prep hires teachers who seek the good in all students. They really emphasize the moral and intellectual ability and character. They are also lifelong learners themselves. We do have a lot of faculty who were previous students at Glendale Prep, and they see the beauty in the discipline that they teach. In addition, they have a senior dinner every year where the faculty pay tribute to each senior. It's very moving, emotional. It's a wonderful way to just complete that senior's time there at Glendale Prep. So I think Glendale Prep is a great place to go if you have the opportunity.
Exactly. Well, that is going to wrap up our North Valley schools. And as a reminder, if you have applied at the Glendale campus, either upper or lower, we want to also encourage you to submit applications at the surrounding schools because of the rather long wait list that we do have at Glendale. It's a great way for you to get an offer at a different school to get you inside the network. So if you haven't applied at multiple schools, we encourage you to do that, as well as our online school. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie for our online lottery.
So online is our final lottery of the day. Great Hearts Online Arizona. So anyone who's a current resident of Arizona can attend Great Hearts Online. Whether you're within the valley, the Phoenix Valley, or maybe in Tucson, Yuma, Flagstaff, there's a lot of areas. It's a great way to experience the Great Hearts curriculum from the comfort of home, or in part of the state where we don't currently have a brick and mortar academy. So that's an option that you can certainly go for if it turns out that a brick and mortar is not right for you or not a good fit for your student. You can apply for online. Just some other facts about online. Each student, it is a smaller school because it just started within the last couple years during COVID, of course. But every student's assigned a student success advisor, in addition to the dean and their phenomenal teachers. Small class sizes, so they do have a lot of layers of exceptional support to help those students. And it still offers the great academics that our brick and mortar schools offer. It is currently going to be moving for a K through 9 through next year, and eventually get to be K through 12 in the following years after that.
All right. And with that, we want to remind you that you can always apply to as many of our campuses as you would like. You will be on the wait list or receive offers as they will go out today after 4 o'clock. So make sure and check your email for that very important email. And then remember to accept your offer as soon as possible so that that offer doesn't expire on you. We run the lottery again because we have more applications than we have seats available. So we are so happy that we were able to share a little bit more today about our campuses than we've done in the past. And certainly if you have questions about your campus, make sure and reach out. Call your school that you applied to and talk with our wonderful office managers and get your questions answered. And with that, Stephanie, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yes, so the offers will be all out by 4 p.m. today from the Academies. It'll come via email, and I would also opt into text because that's been very helpful. You can usually get that a little bit faster because everyone has their phone next to them. So opt into text on the parent portal if you haven't done so. There's going to be a lot of instructions in that offer email, so please read it carefully. Ask questions of or contact the school directly if you have questions if you do receive that offer. And then we will also release the wait list by 4 p.m. if you did not receive the offer. The wait list does fluctuate a lot, like Marilyn said, over the next weeks, months. So you could be sitting at a higher number and all of a sudden jump in May or June. So an offer really could come at any time. We can't dictate when or if a student will receive an offer or how long it might be. So there's so many variables. So just a reminder, we will do the best that we can when it comes to making the offers and filling those spots as quickly as possible, but sometimes it is a little bit later that we have to wait. So again, if you don't receive an offer today, that doesn't mean that you couldn't eventually, but you will be waitlisted for a period of time.
So just another couple of quick reminders. First of all, if you enjoyed what you saw today and you were able to see a little bit about all of our different campuses, please share with your friends that may live in different portions of the city. And share what Great Hearts is all about. We always want as many students to have the opportunity to enjoy our classical liberal arts program. So share that with your friends, your neighbors, and the second thing is remember that if you're interested in coming to work for us here at Great Hearts with us and for us, we are having a hiring fair on January 30th. It's located at our Veritas campus. From 5 to 7 p.m. That campus is located is on 56th Street between Indian School and Thomas. And we're just always looking for good people to come join us and continue the fun of bringing this educational program to our students. So again, if you don't receive an offer, don't get excited or disappointed yet, because it certainly can still happen. And check the website after 4 o'clock. They should be able to see their waitlisted number, but remember those numbers will fluctuate over the time as things happen. Again, remember that once the lottery runs, we do apply our priority statuses to our applications. So once we apply those statuses, then we actually start sending out our offers, and those should all be out today after 4 p.m.
So like Marilyn said, don't get discouraged. Just keep up with the wait list. We'll have multiple rounds of offers as needed to fill those spots. But with that, we'll sign off for now. Please be sure we'll have our phone bank open starting in about 10-15 minutes. So you can certainly give us a call. You can email us as well. You can also contact the school if you have any questions about a potential offer or wait list or anything like that. We will send out emails whether you receive an offer or you are on the wait list, so you will be contacted today. So, good luck with everything. Please be patient and certainly go tour if you have not done so.
One quick note I forgot to add is if you are interested in that hiring fair, please go to greathearts.org under careers and look for the sign up to if you're interested in participating in the hiring fair. So forgot to share that with you. We're so glad you could join us today, and good luck. We hope you see that offer later this afternoon.